If I notice that the breakers are super old, we kind of recommend that breakers should be replaced every 25 to 30 years. If I notice that there's really old breakers in the panel, I'll kind of make them aware of that. And yeah, try to bring up arc fault protection. We have to install it on the circuits that we work on. If they have a really old panel, and we're going to be arc faulting, say like 10 circuits in the panel to get all of this done, that can kind of lead to, we're going to be putting a bunch of new technology into a really old panel. Bring up the option of, do you want us to put all this stuff in your old panel or replace the panel, which is going to have to happen at some point in the near future.
Sure.
And get these new breakers in a new panel so that you're not kind of having to pay for those breakers twice once you have to replace the panel.
That's actually, you're giving me options. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not saying you have to do this.
Right.
Or we're just going to shove, the new stuff and the old stuff, and I don't know any better, and then if something else goes wrong, I have to replace it a year from now.
Yeah.
Do you have to start having that conversation at the panel, or is that really only delivered when you sit down and deliver options? Well, what do you like to do?
It kind of depends on how bad of shape the panel is in.
Yeah.
If I open up a panel and you can barely get that cover back on, and it just like visibly, like even to a homeowner is like a mess, I'll try to leave the cover off and take them to the panel, and be like, hey, look at this.
Sure.
Something should happen here.
Yeah.
If there's rust or something like that, kind of show them that. Yeah, so it kind of depends on how bad it is. If it's like, if it would be a good idea to do it, but it definitely isn't as big of an issue if they say they have maybe 10 more years out of the panel.
Sure.
I'll try to be straightforward with them and be like, you could get 10 more years out of this.
Yeah.
It's also the kind of thing where maybe in 1 to 3 years something could go bad.
Sure.
Maybe even less.
Yeah.
You can't really guarantee when something's going to fail.